Hey, what's going on, guys? I got this trading view set up. Seems to be working pretty nicely. There's only one symbol I couldn't catch, was the 10-year German bond, but figured that out. Here's the dollar. I can give you a weekly review. It looks like the dollar is pretty bullish, breaking previous highs, closing on its highs, and breaking outside this pattern. That's been working for a while. See the pattern a little bit better, breaking outside the pattern, breaking above previous highs, closing on the week for on its highs. So looks like momentum's going to carry on this one. Not sure how all of a sudden the dollar got bullish, but we got double top at 100, so it's pretty nice if we can see that to happen. We're coming up to previous highs, some resistance to get through, but once we close above previous highs, all we'd have to do is deal with this $5 range, whatever it is, $2 range. Yeah, $2 range before a breakout. This would be a nice flat top break if we can see it. So yeah, price was in the pinch for a while until I had to decide which way to go, and it decided to go up. So there we go. So 10-year Treasury, also bullish, closing on its highs for the week. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily looks like it broke out and then came back into support, and then now it's bouncing. On the daily, that is a reversal bar, but I think it's more of a bounce. And we will know as soon as it either breaks below that candle to confirm it or above. But right now, it looks like a hammer over over the 34. Consolidation, boom, back in, and then back into previous highs. So it looks like a hammer to me, but we'll see. Need a confirmation of the candle. So on weekly, it looks like it's closing on its highs, just like the dollar. Look for a break outside of the pattern, as we have here. It's got a lot of work to do, obviously. It's got to get into previous lows. Next resistance level is at 190. So it's got to break into the previous lows. But it looks bullish. It's like it banged into resistance, came back, and then now had a flat top break, closing the week out on its highs. Very nice. Bullish for the week. Look at the S&P. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily looks bearish. As you can see, the breakdown, the bearish retracement, consolidation, and then the breakdown, making a lower low. But closing, and then the next day hit resistance again and got pushed back. But on the weekly, it looks like it's just a bullish retracement back into the 34. On the daily or the weekly, it is closing below the EMA 8, so that's not good. That means it has a lot of work to do to get momentum running. But it did come back down into previous highs and bounced off of the 34 and held its own and closed above previous lows. So look for anything breaking below the 34, but right now it just bounced right off support on a weekly chart. Let's take a look at the Dow. Same thing, right? Just looks like there's a double bottom, came back into the 34, and then came back into the 34 again. The Dow is not closing below or above the previous highs like the S&P, and it's still closing below the EMA 8 on the weekly. So could be bearish. Look for any confirmation of the previous candle's breakdown. Otherwise, this could just be a consolidation back into support. Look for a break above 185. Decimals are off there, but I think you get the point. NASDAQ, I'm going to need to find another Dow symbol, but I'll figure that out. NASDAQ, same thing, just bouncing up support, previous highs. Coming off of let's see here, just look at the daily. Daily doesn't look good. Broke down below previous highs, and then broke below the 34, making an opposing point. That's fine, but as it came back across to try to get over the previous highs, it got stopped back. So that NASDAQ needs to get above previous highs just to keep momentum. See what happens. Look for any kind of breakdown on this below the previous lows. But back to the weekly, it looks like it's just bouncing off support and stayed above previous lows. Looks like the Nasdaq's closing at or on EMA 8 weekly. Let's see, 10-year bond. What was I? DB. Let's look at Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank weekly. Tried to bounce, but still closed below the EMA 8. At a higher high. Still closed, so here's what we're looking at. We have support set up at 1245. We had a run, a drop off, a new low, came back into resistance and got rejected. Look for a breakdown below 1246, as that was a bearish retracement allowing for prices to drop. Look for previous low breaks. Doesn't look good. Let's check out the daily on Deutsche Bank. See if there's any reversals. Nice bounce. But this daily's in a pinch. It's gonna have to decide up or down. Flat top break at 14. Look for previous low breaks at 13 on a daily. Still bearish. All the averages are pointing down. That's our trend. 34 is pointing down. That's our trend. Momentum's got to keep closing above the EMA 13 and 8. It's not doing either one. The only positive thing was it's closing above previous lows, and it made it a new high, or broke previous high. Didn't close above though. Looks like it got rejected. Still looks bearish. Let's see. We got the Nikkei. Keep an eye on this for a little bit. Got a double bottom working. Coming over to 34. Looks bullish. Looks bullish from here. That's the weekly chart. Look for a flat top break on the Nikkei. I think we got crude. Let's see. Looks like we broke 50, but it's not wanting to move too fast, is it? We got a double top break at 52.77. If we can close above that, it looks like it did a head fake. One of those, oh, I think I want to break, but then consolidate back into support. So look for previous high break, double top break, 52.77. Looks bullish as far as momentum's concerned. Broke above the 34, consolidated back into support, and then another consolidation, broke that. So now we're looking for a double top break. As the averages are pointing up. Let's take a look at gold. Looks like the market's open. See how I needed that bounce, because now the EMA 8 and 13 are going to be crossing over. That means now we're looking for a bearish retracement, and then looking to short in and around 1286. Once it breaks down, it takes a while to recover. I was needing a bigger bounce, so whenever this happens, you gotta back up the truck, because prices are gonna be low. You gotta keep buying that physical. But yeah, like I was worried, I was hoping for a bounce this last week, get above, but now the averages are being pulled really hard and fast down on the downside. I guess we'll have to wait and see where the election heads. But that's bearish, guys. We might have a bounce back into resistance, but that's going to be the bearish retracement. As far as the daily goes, didn't recover, did we? One thing that I am noticing is, see the breakdown, right? Obviously. Breakdown and then the accumulation. So right now we are in accumulation on the shorter term charts. Whether they hold, I don't know, but it's not. See, try to break above twice. That's a reverse head and shoulders right there. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I figured it was going to break out, but no. Elongated left shoulder. Here's an inverted hammer on the 4-hour chart. So that's promising. We are opening up, it looks like. But as far as the monthly goes, I think we're still in a bullish retracement. Yeah. So longer term, we're bullish on this. But because the weekly is closing below the 34. The 8 is crossing over. It's going to be a while before this recovers. And as time goes by, that reverse head and shoulders on the shorter term charts looks like it could fail. The left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then the fail. So watch for any kind of breakdown of that head, 1250 and below. Does not look healthy at all on the weekly. Once it breaks down like that, it takes forever for it to recover. It's got to form a pattern, get the opposing points in. It's taking forever. Gold, and now it's silver. Same thing. Figured it was gonna. You can see the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Figured it was gonna break out. So it had a whipsaw there, had a whipsaw there, whipsaw, and then the more time we waste on this, the more chance it has to break down. So it looks like we're opening up. So far, so good. Look for previous high breaks. As far as let's see, let's go to the daily, see how we're faring with the averages. This one already broke down on the daily. You can see again the breakdown and then the accumulation. That reverse head and shoulders right there is an accumulation pattern, but doesn't look healthy because it's not breaking to the upside. So the consolidation can turn into a breakdown. And as far as the long-term chart goes, we're still bullish on this. It broke above the 34, and now we're coming back into support, making it the best buy area. So, back of the truck. You gotta keep buying. A lot of news out there that buying has dried up, but these are great buying opportunities right here. Right? As we know, breaking above the 34, coming back into support is our best buy. And I am on schedule to purchase some. I'm a big fan of the junk silver, so there you go. Sure would like a monster box though. Let's look at copper. Copper, we got to get copper moving with the rest of the field. But right now it's still stuck in the. Just doesn't want to move, right? We still got the higher lows. We got the pattern still there. Try to break out one more time, but no, it's got to try to do it again. Here's our pattern. Anything outside the pattern. So the pattern's getting tight. It looks like on a weekly chart, looks like we could go into this for another month, 2 months. Just takes forever. So pay attention to that long-term chart. Pretty nice break. It's a bottom pattern. As we've always said that the copper needs has a lot of work to do, and it does. And it's making a nice consolidation pattern on a monthly chart. See if I can get everything in a picture here. Nice pattern. It's got an opposing point now. right? Got to break above the monthly EMA 813, get in a pinch. It's been struggling since the 5 o'clock high there, 463. So good retracement all the way back in. I think it's ready to be moving up. So I think that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for copper, and we waited too long. Everything else kind of broke down, and now everything needs to consolidate, gather their legs. So there we have it. We got bearish retracement. We got bearish or a bullish retracement. Excuse me. Gold, bullish retracement. Monthly chart. Silver, bullish retracement, and then we're waiting for silver to break out of that stubborn pattern. Let's look at GDX. GDX, same thing. Monthly chart coming into support. Weekly, on the other hand, it's breaking down. We need to get some kind of a bounce before the EMA 8 and 13 cross on the downside. Otherwise, we're going to have to spend a lot of time making it some kind of a pattern to gather its legs. Let's look at JDXJ, same thing. Looks like JDXJ is much nicer. GDXJ is right there at support. So it bounced right off the 34. In other words, this is some kind of a bullish retracement back into support. Whereas GDX is completely broken down. But again, I'll never forget that longer term chart. So we're looking for that bounce to reverse. This is a huge bullish retracement. You can see the reverse head and shoulders. That's the right shoulder there. And then now we got a break and a bullish retracement back into support as price crossed over the 34. So buy into support. Looks like GDXJ can have a lot more room to go as it comes back into support. Let's look at Bitcoin. Luckily, let's look at the weekly Bitcoin. It broke that pattern. It was a we had a flat top break there. It was a high flying pennant on a weekly chart. Broke out, came all the way back into support, and now it's ready to start going higher. So previous high break closed above its high, 627. Looks like a nice flat top break coming at 773. So there we go. Let's see here. I got JNUG somewhere. And Nugget. So let's look at those. See how we're doing. Same thing. Let's keep perspective though. It broke down, but let's keep perspective on a monthly. We're not over the 34 on JNUG on a monthly chart yet. So, looks like the last breakout moved into resistance and backed off. Well, that doesn't look good for JNUG. Did not hold support at all. This might need some more consolidation somewhere. It's not accumulating, that's a drop off. Someone selling the heck out of it. Same with Nugget. Looks like that reverse split kind of knocked it in the dirt. Having a hard time to recover there. Doesn't look good right there. See if we can find any reversals. Daily chart. Not much. Looks like a rejection into resistance. Look for previous low breaks on Nugget. Yeah. Same with JNUG. That's all I got today, guys. Gold is broken down. It's going to have to recover. I was looking for a snap back, some kind of a bounce, but that did not happen. It's in accumulation, but look for previous low breaks as it can go one leg low and gather its legs and make some kind of a pattern in here on a daily chart. Right now it's just creating maybe a left shoulder, and then maybe it'll create an head and then consolidate. So you can see that we have some time here. So keep backing up the truck, guys. This buying into support is when you make the most money. So that's all I got. I think that I can put these charts easier, put them together easier now that I have the charts saved, so I don't have to keep up, set everything up every day. So it's going to be a lot more convenient to do these videos, and pretty happy about that because it was taking me too long before. But appreciate you guys, and let me know what's going on out there. But like I said, it could be another month, 6 weeks. Could work. Consolidation patterns take, could take up to 3 months to 6 months, longer term. But as we saw on the monthly charts, gold and silver is still bullish. Just buy into support, and let's see if we can get a turnaround on this. Accumulation's almost over. I guess if we draw a horizontal, yeah, we have a horizontal there. This could easily break down, but this accumulation could also create a nice bounce. So let's see what happens. As far as the monthly goes, I mean, I'm looking for a bounce. It's all the way back into support. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, and see you guys.